Hello, and good time zone. And what is up, gamers? Hi, everyone. Welcome in. Hope you're having the loveliest of lovely days. I'm having a Monday, so hello, and welcome in. Hi. Hello, friends. Let me catch up with chat while I get my camera on. Oh, it's artwork. Hooray. It's artwork and the most seasonally appropriate ink color that I own. And I've never used it, so I'm very excited. Anyways, Joe, thank you very much for the lurk. Hello, hello. We love some... Thanks, Lux. Guess what? Okay, so here's the thing. If you've ever streamed before, I don't know if anyone else has ever streamed before has this problem, but I have this thing where if I change anything, it breaks everything. It's like that if you've seen that video where you're trying to ever so slightly adjust like a picture in Microsoft Word and suddenly your entire living room is upside down and the sofa's on the wall. That's anyways. But I wanted to do something seasonal and fun. So the starting soon music is different this week, and I hope that you like it, and I hope that it works now. Okay? Anyways. So thank you so much for being understanding and nice about it, everyone. I really tried my best. I'm very stupid. My brain doesn't work properly, and I'm trying super hard. Anyways, this is a terrible intro. Hello, Lux. Welcome on in. How are you doing? It's lovely to see you. Hello, hello. Hello, Monk. Lovely to see you as well. Welcome on in. And Q2s, it's wonderful to see you. Welcome. Hope you're all having wonderful Mondays. Thank you for the hydrate. Thank you for the posture check. Thank you. My back hurts. And when I say my back hurts, what I mean is I did my back in. Quite horribly. On Friday. I don't know what I did, but I got up during a break on Friday's stream, and it was like, oh, my lower back hurts real bad, and every time I stand, walk, or move the wrong way, oh, biddle boy! That whole area is just pain central now. So, I love that for me. I'm having a great time with it. It's so fun. As Blind Melon famously said, says Monk, when life gets hard, make sure not to make any changes. It'll mess up the stream. Truly. Do y'all remember? There was a day when I just... Wow. I forgot to put up the VTuber. And it was like the... It was like... I'm not going to say that cursed the stream, but that might have been one of the most cursed streams I ever had. I think my little like illustrated self was getting revenge on my IRL self by just having a terrible time. Anyways, Sammy collects bonus miles for hurting her body, apparently. Yep. Anyways, hi friend, despite the yelling. Who's yelling? Is there... I don't... Anyways, so, yeah, this is a seasonal stream, as you can see. I really wanted to get seasonally appropriate today. We've got our decorative gourds, of course, which are here for my mental health, and also because they are so stinking cute. I feel like the color doesn't really display super well on screen. It is like a warmer orange than you're seeing here, and also like a deeper green. These are my emotional support gourds. Yes, Lux, 100%. Wondering if I just pop in a little bit of fill light. Does that... No, that doesn't do anything. Sorry for the jump scare of light. I was wondering if that would maybe improve the way that the color displays, but I think that's just display monitors and cameras being terrible at reading colors. It's fine. It's fine. As long as this looks like the color of werewolf blood, I will be a happy camper. And this, by the way, is... This ink is so cool. This ink comes from this shop in Oxford that is... It's one of those shops where if you've ever been in a shop like this where you're just like, how is this place real? How is this place real? It's like a magical... It feels like a magical space. It's got, it's like tiny. It's tiny and super cramped, and every single corner of it is just filled with the most amazing, like, stationery type stuff you've ever seen. But, like, in an incredibly aesthetic and fantastical way. I mean, it's in Oxford, the city that basically invented the dark academia aesthetic before we knew what aesthetics were. Um, so that shouldn't really come as any surprise. But they have this exclusive ink color called Werewolf Blood. And I was just so taken with it that I had to get one. And obviously I had to save it for like a Halloweeny day. So here we are, Werewolf Blood. I have no idea how this is going to work as like an ink painting, because this is just intended to go in like a fountain pen. I don't have a fountain pen. Also, apparently the lights ruined you. So if everyone is left, I'm sorry. This is a terrible start to stream. Should I start over? Should I just leave? I feel like I'm doing a really bad job today, and I'm really trying to do a good job. And I'm stirring my tea. If you can see my forearm, and you can, please enjoy my freckles, which I have several. Halloweeny. Halloweeny. The Halloweening is upon us. The Halloweenies are here. Oh dear. I should have drawn a Halloweeny. I don't know. Would that be like a little wiener dog, like a dachshund in a cute little like vampire costume, or would that be like a hot dog in a Halloween costume? I don't know. There's a secret third thing, but that is a TOS violation. And listen, as much as this stream sucks and I'm terrible at it, I don't want to get banned from Twitch, because the tiny amount of income that I get from y'all having to look at ad breaks and occasionally subscribing, which I don't understand why you do it, but I'm incredibly grateful when you do, helps to keep the lights on, believe it or not. So, you know. We live in a society. Anyways. Right. I don't know how much you can even see the pencil sketches, but I'm going to bring them in a little bit closer so that you can see them. This is our vampire bat. As you can see, he dressed up. But he is wearing, like, a sleeveless suit. Okay, actually, this is going to bother me if I don't fix it, because I've just noticed a tangent. So I need to just ever so slightly adjust the line of this jacket lapel. There we go. Okay, that's better. There was a camera! This camera is new and it's trying, but mostly it's just testing me. Pencil sketches are often hard to see because your camera tends to eat the contrast. It really does, and I hate that for me. And I don't know how to fix it. This is an incredibly high-resolution camera. This is like, I mean, it's not like 4K, but it's like 2K, and that's a lot of K for Twitch. Believe it or not. And I don't feel like that's reflected in the actual picture quality that you see. And I don't know how to correct this. No one in the house knows how to correct this. Can you perhaps have it fixed to a value? Oh, I wish I could. I've tried to. The audio adjust is what screws you over. Oh, I know. I have tried. We have all tried. It's, it will just, no matter what I'm like, do not change this. This is fixed. This is the thing that I want it to be. And it will just somehow just auto adjust anyways. I don't know how, and I don't know why. Either that, or it ends up, the entire screen is just super underexposed and dark. I don't know. This isn't Fix the Tech Issues time with Sammy, because I don't think that's interesting for people to watch. I want to be interesting and entertaining, and I feel like I'm doing a terrible job right now. How's everyone been? How has your weekend been? Did you have a good weekend? Did you have a nice time? I had a nice-ish time. What did I do? No, I was tired, and I had a back injury. But, I did get a reasonable amount done on, there is a dress that I purchased as a gift to myself a little while ago because A, it was on sale, and B, I was having some surgery done and I wanted to make myself feel a little bit better. So I bought myself a nice new dress. But because I'm short and my proportions are weird, it needed adjustments. And I am like this close to having the adjustments done. So, hurrah. Yeah. so that's that. Um, but, yes. Anyways. So this is the vampire bat, and obviously, as I was saying, weekend was stressful. My academia was not dark in a cool, fun way. That is, you know what, that's part of the reason that I never really got on side with dark academia as an aesthetic monk, and I feel that. Because honestly, my experience of dark academia was just like stress, and I'm so sorry that it has been stressful. I hope that the stress abates soon, and that you have an opportunity to avail yourself of rest and treats, because you're doing amazing and you deserve it. Okay? Okay. Anyways, I'm wondering if there are some settings that I forgot to switch on before the stream started, so I'm gonna do that real quick. Background stuff, ignore me. In the meantime, please take a look at Werewolf, if you can. I had a fun time, designing Werewolf's outfit here. Okay, if you want silly redeems, silly redeems are back, because I switched them on. Anyways, is chatbot working? Egg. Yay. Okay, egg is working. Good. Did you know that a sunfish can release up to 300 million eggs when it spawns? That's an awful lot of eggs. I mean, they're very little. But anyways, Werewolf. Werewolf has attempted to dress up, but please note that Werewolf is still a werewolf, so things kind of got a little bit scrungly. But, you know, he's trying his best. He's trying his best. Monk says, rest will come after the semester ends in mid-December, but snacks I'll have plenty of. Good. And also, mid-December is just around the corner, so that's not too bad. You got this, my friend. You can do it. I believe in you. We have our water cup here, which I'm going to just sneakily pop behind the gourds, and I'm going to drink I just left the tea bag in my mint tea, because I had to kind of make it in a hurry earlier, because of what I was working on before stream. Thank you for the hydrate Q2s. I will take a sip of my tea. And because I was already about to take a sip of my tea, that doesn't count. So, I am drinking a sip of my other tea, which is Hello Kitty's pink apple tea. Sorry, Hello Kitty's pink apple pie tea. The pie tasting note is very important. It has... It's redolent of the aromas of pie somehow. It's a very silly tea. Anyways, do you have a specific question about tea you'd like me to answer, Q2s, or do you want me to just riff? I'm happy to do either. And the redeem doesn't specify. But yes, anywho. I am also putting on a jumper right now. The most unhinged tea fact, you know. Oh, jeez. That is a wide question. Okay, actually, yeah. I will tell you about a specific... This was kind of... I don't know if this is still, like, a thing. I haven't seen it in a while, but I'm also not necessarily looking for the right tea vendors that would sell this. But I have to look up what the actual, like, name of this chemical is in its long form. Oh yeah, you can still buy this. There is a type of oolong tea. There's a type of oolong tea that is processed in the absence of oxygen, which causes it to somehow accumulate a chemical... Okay, just gamma-aminobutyric acid, also known as GABA for short, which is a neurotransmitter that exists in your brain and helps you feel, like, calm and sleepy and stuff. So it's supposed to, like, help with stress and that kind of thing, but I don't know if there's actually been any, definitive, like, clinical research that demonstrates that the GABA that is present in the tea actually, like, is able to impact your brain. I don't know if that chemical makes its way into the brain, or if it just goes through, you know, like, your digestive system and you just pee it out like you do with most of the things in tea. If anything, it's very possible that this, like, specialized oolong that is processed to increase the amount of GABA available in it, that all that it's actually doing is, it's having a nice, pleasant, calming effect because, it's tea. Tea is a soothing beverage. You know, most like non-alcoholic things prepared as a hot beverage are going to be kind of warm and cozy, like tea or coffee or whatever, because they're warm and cozy and they make you feel warm and cozy, right? So to that end, I don't actually think that it does what it claims to do, but it's also one of those, like, I remember it was an ingredient in this, like, skinny tea. Remember when skinny teas were a thing? So I think it was also touted as, like, a useful chemical for weight loss, supposedly. But again, the research is inconclusive at best. But it was an ingredient in, like, this, like, skinny tea, and you saw testimonials from people being like, wow, I'm definitely a lot less bloated, and I've lost a pound this month. But it turns out that what they were drinking before they started drinking oolong tea was, like, you know, full sugar Pepsi 2 liters a day. And it's like, huh, so you switched from full sugar Pepsi 2 liters a day to unsweetened oolong tea. Huh, I wonder why you're not so bloated and you've lost a pound this month. Could it be the magical effects of the oolong, or just the fact that you're not drinking a carbonated beverage full of sugar? Curse me and my critical thinking skills. Anyways. Why not both, says Monk. Anyways, Takadumi, hello, welcome in. How are you doing? It's lovely to see you. And thank you so much for the delicious jam donut. I shall enjoy that. But I hope you are well. I am so excited to get stuck into this werewolf blood ink. I've never used it before. I don't know how it's going to perform. I'm wondering if I really ought to, like, swatch it out on something before I put it down on my actual artwork. So I'm going to use this paper that was originally going to be a sketch for something that I didn't end up finishing, and it's just been sitting here languishing. So I'm just going to take the butt side of it and just swatch on it. I'm also moisturizing my hands because we're getting into the time of year where the heating goes on and therefore my skin gets real dry. Anyways. Oh, what's the other thing? Oh, I watched an episode of Star Trek Deep Space Nine today. It was great. It has one of my... I wish I knew the name of the actress because she is such a fantastic guest star and she's so good in this one. And I love her so much. I don't know the actor's name though, but she's so good. Anyways, this also, I think this bottle doesn't have... Oh no. Oh no, chat. Oh no, chat, what did I do? Oh no. I just moisturized my hands, and I need to try and very carefully open an ink bottle with just moisturized hands. Okay, I'm just gonna try and, like, get some of the any remaining excess moisturizer that's on, like, my finger pads, and just moisturize my forearms with that. I'm gonna have the softest forearms. And you know, I probably should moisturize. Oh my god. Oh my god, Chad, are you okay? Chad, are you okay? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Are you okay? Do you need a plaster? Do you need a hug? I don't know. Anyways, I'm so sorry. But yeah, okay, I think I can try. No. Oh, okay, we've got it. It's open. Ooh, that's so stinking pretty. Should I have shaken this up? I probably should have shaken this up. Hold up. should have given this a little shaky shake. I also have these, I don't use them very often, but I have these scented inks that I got from the same shop. This one is violet scented because it's sort of a violet color. Those are really, really fun. I should mess with those again, especially if I'm sending someone an original. I should do it in like here. This painting smells like violets. I think that's fun. Anyways, I don't have a pipette for this ink, so I'm just dipping the end of this paintbrush into it and then trying to decant it onto my palette like a weirdo. Wow, it is very, I mean, I feel like they nailed it with the name of this because it's definitely got a blood vibe to it. So, you know, that's fun. I'm just going to seal that back up. I appreciate the fact that this bottle has a very, like, this bottle is very sturdy. This is, you know, I feel like with these bottles, like, they're fairly sturdy, but this bottle is very sturdy. It has a very wide base, so it doesn't feel like it's as likely to tip. And, you know, if there's one thing I would like this to not do, it's tip. So I feel good about that. Okay, I'm gonna take a tissue and just, wow, yeah. So I just wiped this onto a tissue. Oh boy! That looks like a crime scene. I love this ink already. This is amazing. Let's test it out with a little brushy. So this brush is currently dry. So I'm just gonna see, how does this look just in and of itself? Ooh, bloody. How dark can it go? It is soaking into the paper quite readily, but I guess that makes sense with this style of ink. If I water it down a little bit. If I water it down a little bit more. If I water it down quite a lot. Just trying to see what tones I get from it at various dilutions. Just because I want to see what it can do. Wizard. Okay. Well, that's fun. I get a lot of moisturizer in the webbing of my fingers, so applying the excess to my forearms is a must, says Monk. Understandable. For sure, 100%. Okay. So, I think I have a fairly decent idea of what this ink can do. Since it's ink, it should dry permanently. I hope. Oh, in case anyone didn't see on the Discord, by the way, programming note for this week, I'm going to work on these little portraits today, and then, on Thursday, my moderator / spouse purchased me a little gift. It is, it is a copy of the children's Pokemon magazine that comes with it comes with a couple of packs of cards, so we can open those, and it also comes with, in this case, a set of unpainted Pokemon figurines, a paintbrush, and a set of little acrylic paints. So we are going to attempt to paint some Pokemon figurines. I have a sneaking suspicion they're gonna be bad. And that's the fun of it, I hope. Anyways, but yeah, now you know. Okay. I am attempting to leave this to dry. Ooh. Man, that really does dry blood-like. Not to get too Halloween-y with y'all, but like, damn. Could you, where does this start to focus? I think about here, maybe here. That does have a dried blood vibe. Oh, that's so creepy. Well, it is Halloween. But you know, like in a cozy way, I hope. I hope it's spooky, but in a cozy way. That's kind of my aim. Anyways. Yeah. These two little guys are in love. These are not to scale, but they do love each other. Mwah. So, there's that. I just want to do one more thing. I just want to see if I can on what this the quality of those paints will be dubious. Sounds like a very silly time, says Monk. That is very much my hope. That is very much my hope. I'm aiming for maximum silly. Okay, so it layers really nicely. That's good. Fantabulous. Yay! We have some real ugly unplanned swatches there. Fantastic. But it gives me a good idea of what I can do with this paint. So that is a good. Should I do the backgrounds first? Or should I do those last? Should I mask off our little dudes and then paint the background in? I'm gonna do that, because why not? Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't know if the wet noises of shaking up masking fluid is deeply unpleasant for anyone watching, so I try and do it away from the mic. But unfortunately, the mic is on the same side as my dominant hand, so sometimes I forget to do that. And I am so sorry, everyone. I am so sorry. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness gracious. I do apologize. Also, okay, this is like child safety sealed, which unfortunately also keeps me out of it quite well. Especially again if I've just applied a nice, you know, not overly generous, but enough layer of Cicaplast for hands, which is what I use to moisturize my hands. I tried it first in Canada, and I discovered that, this stuff real good. And it's not overly expensive because it lasts a really, really long time. Love that for me. There are some, if you can't handle the splish splush of the masking fluid, get out of the studio, you know? Oh my god, Monk. Oh, beans. But yes. Oh, shoot. Oh, no. Sometimes the masking fluid has a mind of its own and decides to go into areas that I didn't intend for it to, but I guess that's the shape of this little guy's ear now. Oh, well. Oh, flip's sake. Come on. Come on. Hold, please. I'm so sorry. Anyways. As I say, my moderator / spouse and I have tried, to get the light to behave, and sometimes it just don't wanna. Sometimes it just don't want to. But I am trying my best. Anyways. Does anyone have, are you dressing up for spooky season? Are you going to be wearing a Halloween costume? I am hoping to be wearing one on Friday. I had an idea for something that I could create and that I thought would be really, really fun. I don't know whether or not that's going to go ahead because it is kind of... It was supposed to be like a last-minute bodge because I've had kind of a month, and now it's kind of being even more of a month, so it's very possible that I might end up just going with something that I already have in my wardrobe that I know is really funny and cute, but a little bit less thematic, but also something that I could conceivably wear to go out after stream on Friday, because I was hoping to hit up good old Marks and Spencer's for their... Marks and Spencer's always do a really good range of like Halloween sweets, like specifically themed Halloween sweets. Like they'll have, you know, sort of fizzy gummy bats and ghosts and witches hats and that kind of thing. And you know, I just enjoy the whimsy of that. A lot of the other supermarkets I find will just have like, oh, well, hey, would you look at that? It's some fun size packs of sweets. Or, hey, how about, you know, some Sour Patch Kids? It's like, yeah, but I can get Sour Patch Kids all year. I specifically want fizzy bats. I got a lazy onesie from Value Village, but it matches with my partner's costume, so it's a win. Oh, yay! Cameron, what are you doing? There we go. Sorry about that. That's really sweet. My moderator slash spouse will, as always, be dressed as nothing. Because he is very much of the, we didn't have Halloween here in the UK when I was growing up, so I just don't do it. And, I don't know. He's not so much into costumed whimsy as I am. Try as I might to get him to dress up with me. I don't think he wants to do it. And you know what? I respect that. That's fine. But this is the specialist time of year for me. And I didn't really get to do much sort of in the lead up to it this year because I haven't been feeling very well. I've been... The most I've been doing to kind of, like, be kind to myself and have a nice time lately has just been, like, allotting myself a bit of time to work on my sewing project. My current sewing project, which is an 18th century shirt. And as of press time, I've been hacking my productivity with it by, every day, not including weekends, I sit down and watch a single episode of Star Trek Deep Space Nine. And whilst I am watching Star Trek Deep Space Nine, I'm also sewing. So I have begun setting in the sleeve gusset of the second sleeve. So that's where I'm at on the project, and I'm very excited. And I also got as far as season 1, episode 8, which is so much better than episode 7, and I was very happy about that. Monk says, historically I've gotten a little too into costume whimsy, so I'm kind of relieved to be taking it a little easier this year. Sometimes it's nice to just do something simple and comfortable, but still feel like you're getting into the spirit. So, like, I totally relate to that. Very much I do. I used to go, to a certain extent, all out with my costumes. But I did kind of, I guess, dial that back a bit, some years ago, partially because I live in a country where if I show up to, you know, when I had like an office job that I was in 4 or 5 days a week, if I show up to the office in like a full-on Halloween costume, everyone else is just dressed like it's a Tuesday, and I'm gonna look like an idiot. And I don't enjoy looking more like an idiot than I already do on, like, an everyday basis. Sometimes I feel like I get too self-deprecating on stream, and then people think that it's okay to, like, to deprecate at me, and then I feel sad. Camera, stop it. And then I feel bad about myself. I don't know. It's different when I'm mean to me. When other people are mean to me, it actually counts. Anyways. I want to do a nice sort of, like, light blood backdrop for this little Bato. And then I'll do a darker blood backdrop for our Wolfie. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah, it turns out that if you're the one person in the office dressed in a Halloween costume, you kind of stand out in a not good way. Even if everyone's like, wow, you're so, like, cool and creative and brave. I love that you did that. You're still like, people are noticing me, and I don't want people to notice me. No, I just want to be allowed to be whimsical without people commenting on it. It's weird because, like, I do have a tendency to dress in somewhat of a way that draws attention to myself sometimes. Like, oh, when I was coming back from my holiday, for some reason, like, more than one person picked up on the fact that my outfit was whimsical. To be honest, I was just wearing the most comfortable clothes I brought with me, but they happened to make me look variously like something vaguely medieval in, like, a fairy tale kind of way, someone out of The Sound of Music, or a hobbit, depending on who you asked. And, yeah, I got compliments from airport staff and flight crew, which was nice, but also, oh no, I'm shy. I don't want to be perceived. But also, I need to dress the way that makes me feel confident and comfortable, and sometimes that happens to be extremely hobbitcore. 18th century milkmaid, a clown grandpa, you know, like normal outfits for a normal person, I swear. But I don't know if that's a normal thing, like, you know, the whimsical looking folk who simultaneously don't want other people to like comment upon the fact that they look whimsical. Is that normal? I don't know. I could never be a here's my whimsical outfits of the day kind of influencer for sure. No. No, I just exist, okay? Anyways, okay, I'm gonna take some of this reserved red over here, and I'm going to add it to my puddle to try and make my puddle much darker. I might have to add more from the pot if this isn't dark enough, because it's probably not. I'm gonna test it out on my sheet o' swatches, which look really nice when they're dry. Yay! This red is actually a little bit more blue toned in person, but not like a ton. That's still pretty pale. I'm gonna have to siphon more gubbins from the pot. I did drop my phone just then. Sorry. Okay. But that's fine. I'm not dipping at the moment. I'm not dipping my brush directly into the pot. I'm just gonna use the end of my specifically strictly for masking fluid brush, because if you've ever used masking fluid on your paintings, you know you do not want to use your good brushes in the masking fluid, because no matter how hard you try, it will F up your brushes. And now you have a brush that's all disgusting and nasty and has like weird latex stuff just in it that you will never fully remove. And so to that end, it really is worth having a brush that is the one you use to mask things off. So that's a pro tip from this pro artiste. And we're painting. You know, I feel like this could still be darker. I might end up doing a second pass on this one. Because it still feels quite watered down, but that's fine. Anyways, Monk says for my birthday I got old-timey train conductor pants to match my old-timey train conductor hat, and I do feel quite seen when I wear both, but I also look sick as hell, so meh. Hell yeah! That sounds sick as hell. I love that. That sounds like such a good look. I'm gonna be real, most of the time I'm like blissfully unaware of whether or not people are noticing my outfits when I'm out. Like, I'm just in my zone and I am not noticing whether or not other people are noticing me. I remember when I was at uni, I got this pair of like super shiny gold Chelsea boots, which I loved. I thought they looked absolutely rad as heck with my black skinny jeans, because it was the mid to late 2000s. And I looked super cool. And I was walking with a friend of mine. We were just coming from, I think, buying groceries. And she remarked upon the fact that, like, people were absolutely, like, pointing and staring at me and my outfit. And I was like, really? Because I had not clocked that at all. I had absolutely not noticed that people were pointing and staring at my shiny boots. Which, again, is a weird thing to do. But, okay. I guess I was always taught to, if there's someone who looks, like, different in any way, out and about in public, the thing that you do is to not notice or remark on it or stare, whether or not that's, like, a visible disability or shiny boots. Unless it's someone I happen to be talking to for some reason. I might be like, dude, your boots are sick. But even then, I'm a shy plum. Okay. Ooh. Contrast. How sexy. It is just welcomed. Okay, Twitch has just welcomed me to the chat room. Please tell me that I didn't go offline. I don't think I have, but I'm also genuinely not sure. Anywho, I'm gonna take another sip of my tea because it's about dang time that I do that. Mm-hmm. Oh, that is delicious. That is delicious, and I may well make a third cup of tea on our next break. Anyways, you're all good notice who's noticed for me. I think it's just Twitch being a weirdo. Thank you. But hell yeah, spooky, scary, spooky time. I would like this to dry a smidge, so I can do a second pass, because I think I want this to be a little bit deeper. I love this color, though. I think this color is absolutely gorgeous. But I just want a nice, because he's got fairly, I wanted to do like a light color because for the background for this one, because the, vampire bat himself has fairly like dark bat skin and fur. Whereas the werewolf is sort of like a gingery blonde in real life. In full color illustration, he's like a gingery blonde, so like fairly light colored fur. So I wanted a nice dark background to contrast against that and really make him stand out and look cool in his little outfit. Which, oh man, he tried so hard to look nice here. But, you know, so it goes. I like this orange, says Joe. Is it reading as orange to you? That's so interesting. It is, in fact, like blood colored. It is werewolf blood. But yeah, different monitors definitely playing up the warm tones. Woofy is cute, says Joe. Oh, thank you. Werewolf blood is orange? No! It's just reading orange on the monitor for some reason. Or rather, I don't interpret it as orange, but more like a warmer toned red. If that makes sense. Likewise, I would say this is like a classic pillar box in real life. And on camera, it's like tomato. Which is wild. My camera does not know how to read colors correctly. It's slightly annoying. But, so it goes. That's fine. Nice! That dried real fast. Okay, I can do a second pass. Very orange, says Tals. Heck. Anyways, hello, Tals. And welcome back, Joe. I hope you are having a good. Okay, hopefully on a second pass, this just kind of deepens it a little bit. Anyways, once again, I can hear a tone from somewhere. I hope it's not picking up on stream. But I feel like I can hear a tone coming from outside. And I think I mentioned this last week. I think it's a neighbor's, doorbell. And they fixed the doorbells for, like, the whole building. And I can still hear a tone. Anyways. But yes, hope you are well. Hope you are having good weeks so far, and hope you had good weekends also. This is so stupid, because, like, how is this a seasonal activity? I don't know, but the one thing that I'm planning to do for Halloween this year is I am going to be baking marmalade brownies. Partially just because it happens to be a recipe I wanted to make. Using my classic brownie recipe, which is available on my YouTube channel, by the way, on a terrible old video. If you wanted the recipe, it's in the description. If you wanted to give me some watch minutes, you can do that, but there are better videos on that channel, because that one is, oh, so many years old now. Anyways, I am working on some new content for the channel. It's just taken a little bit longer because I've been set back by this tooth thing. And now my back's gone out. I was going to go do some location filming tomorrow, and my back's gone, and decided to protest. So I don't know whether or not it's going to be safe for me to go out and do that. I just don't know. I did unearth my lav mic and everything. So, I guess we'll see. I kind of want to give this a third pass. I kind of want it to be even darker. I might do a third pass. Anyways, I've changed the microwave clocks. A big weekend of wild times. Oh, yeah. Oh, damn. Shoot. I probably should have advised, the folks who are not in the time zone where the clocks just changed that, the clocks changed in the UK this past weekend. That's the thing that happened. So if you're in North America and you're wondering why did they start the stream when they did, that's why. I'm just gonna pop a little announcement in the Discord. Oh yeah, the clocks changed in the UK this weekend. So if you are wondering why I started stream when I did, that is why. Thar. Okay, if you're here and you get a Discord ping, that's just me. Belatedly making the announcement that, oh yeah, the clock's changed. I meant to put it in my schedule announcement for this week, but honestly, I wasn't even aware of the fact that the clocks were changing until Saturday night, and I think I was watching Kirsty, and someone in Kirsty's chat mentioned happy clock change weekend, UK people, and I was like, oh my god, that's this weekend? Ah, shoot. I was fully ready to just wake up in the morning and just be very discombobulated. Just be like, is there something wrong with my like wall clock's battery? Because it's giving the wrong time. Turns out that the battery was very low and we changed it at the same time as we pushed the hour back, but still. We don't change until this upcoming weekend, I think, says Monk. I believe that is correct. North Americans, you have not changed your clocks yet. I know this because I spoke to my parents on Skype. Not Skype, because Skype is dead. I spoke to my parents on Microsoft Teams. This past yesterday, and had to advise them ahead of time that, like, don't forget, please don't try and call me at the regular time, your time. I will not be at my computer. Next week, and it's stupid and dumb, says Lux. I'm so sorry that it's a stupid, dumb thing. But so it goes. Are you still wet? You're wet-ish. I want to give this a third pass, but it's still kind of wet. Oh no. Well, I suppose this one's done, so I can peel off the masking fluid because I'm not doing anything more with the background to that one. So let's do some peelies of the masking fluid, and then probably when I'm done peeling, it will be time to take a little breaky do. So I will do that. Heck. I am honestly looking forward to getting a new bottle of masking fluid. This one's getting very low, and it's also just getting kind of gross. Like, I can tell there's, like, it makes really horrible thudding sounds when I shake it up. I think because there's just a big lump of, like, hardened masking fluid that's just formed into a mass in here. This stuff is bizarre. It's really weird. It's super useful, but as a substance, creepy. Also, you have to be so careful with it, because, like, if you use too much and it wets your paper too much, your paper can tear, which is not fun. But also, can I just get a clean pull? Oh, I got a bit of a clean pull. That was nice. That was really nice. Okay, alright. I'm not going to risk it for the rest of it, because, again, I used to, like, this, I think because this masking fluid is getting older, it's getting harder to get, like, a nice sort of peel of it. It more just sort of wants to, like, break apart, which is not as nice. Not as nice at all. It looks like QP Mayo, says Lux. It is not, do not I do not recommend. As substance-wise, it is a grosser texture. It dries, like, into a nasty... I mean, you want it to be lightly... The reason that it's, like, this off-white color and it dries sort of like a yellowish hue is that you want it to be visible where it's been placed on your painting. But do you have any desire for Jay's World Series stuff? I'm not a sports scientist, but if you want to drop some Jay's lore whilst I'm on BRB, we will come back and talk about Blue Jays. And I will look up some facts about Blue Jays the bird, just to balance things out. But yeah, I mean, I do have the curiosity of what's going on with all of that because I've been forced to know about it. But I have to do a BRB. I apologize for anyone who has to see ads. There might be some ads for you, but you're not going to miss anything because we're going to be on the BRB screen. I tried to add spooky music on this screen as well, but I couldn't find a Halloween song I liked enough to do it. So it's just the regular music. And also, y'all like the regular music. Anyways, I'll be back in a minute. BRB. Alright, hi everybody, I'm back. Thank you for waiting. I goofed. I was going to make myself another cup of tea on break, and then I sat here for like a solid minute and a half. And then remembered that I was gonna make tea, so I just speed ran making a builders. Oh no. Anyways, hello. No. What the hell was that? No. Anyways, hello. We have some bird facts in chat, and I will share what I've learned, while we were away. Monk says, Blue Jays, the birds don't habitually let me down. So yeah, big fan. I have never been a big baseball person. I respect baseball as a sport. Honestly, largely because of Captain Benjamin Sisko and how much he loves it. Anyways. Lux says, so, Blue Jays. That was a good start. My reading comprehension is amazing. So blue jays aren't really blue in the way you think. It's because of the way their feathers scatter light that we see them as blue. If you backlit a blue jay's wing, it would show as a muddy gray color. A blue jay is only blue if there's blue light. I love this fact. That is such a cool fact. What the heck? Amazing. And also, and this is a newer learning for me, I had no idea blue jays were corvids. They are indeed. And one of the more colorful corvids. We tend to think of corvids as being largely like the goth birds. But you know, sometimes another aesthetic is allowed to sneak in. I think I was an adult number of years old when I learned that blue jays were corvids. It's just that they don't normally get lumped in amongst them unless you know. Anyways, Niners, says Lux. I wholeheartedly agree. Go Niners! The only time I've cared about baseball. And that time in the 90s where I pretended to care about baseball. Because everyone else around me cared about baseball, and I was still in that stage of, like, my youth where I was like, I have to try and make myself care about the things that other people like so that they'll like me, because if I don't show a shared interest in the things that they enjoy, then they won't want to socialize with me. And they didn't want to socialize with me anyways, because, I don't know, I guess I have that autistic energy, but hey, blue is just cold goth, says Lux. Perfect. I love it. Wonderful. I'm gonna take a sip of my now cold mint tea. Delicious. And when I say delicious, I mean, overbrewed and stone cold. Yum. I'm gonna give this another pass of what's left of this red. I just want to see, can I give it even more, a little bit even more depth. I don't think this is going to add too terribly much, but I'm hoping that if I just layer on a smidge more, we might get a slightly deeper red. I don't want this to be like the darkest possible necessarily, but just like a nice dark bright red would be grand. Because I think I'm going to have him wearing a fairly dark jacket, so I don't want I don't want the background and his jacket to like blend into each other. So it should be like, if it's like a mid dark red, that would be perf. Okay. Anywhoosins. Burnt umber maybe, says Joe. You know, there's an interesting thing. So you see raw umber, you see burnt umber, you never see perfectly cooked umber. How hard is it to perfectly cook umber? If I were to take raw umber and burnt umber and put like a 50-50 mix of them into a paint pan, could I call that color perfectly cooked umber, do we think? I don't know. Could I make sort of gradations of umber? Like rare umber, medium rare, medium well umber. I'm just wondering. I think that would be fun. I might have to do that. See how do the umbers actually work together? Can I create perfectly cooked umber? Can I synthesize that? I would like to do it. Anyways, so the other thing about blue jays that I learned that I thought was super cool, and this is for some reason in the basic description section from All About Birds, the blue jay's fondness for acorns is credited with helping spread oak trees throughout its territory after the last glacial period. Well, isn't that just delightful? I think that's really sweet. And also, they're just real stinking cute. I've never painted a blue jay. Though weirdly, despite the fact that I lived in southern Ontario and quite close to Toronto, home of the baseball Blue Jays, the blue jay was not like a common guest in my neighborhood. Like I would say my parents' back garden gets a lot of they get a lot of robins. They get a lot of absolutely I love seeing them so much. It's all of these birds that were like just, you know, existent to me when I lived in Canada, and now when I go home I'm like, oh, look, it's a cardinal. It's a cardinal. I can see a cardinal. I'm so excited. And my parents are like, yeah, it's a cardinal. They show up. But they get cardinals. They get robins in abundance. They get chickadees pretty regularly, and they get finches. They never get blue jays. Huh. I just always thought it was interesting that, like, blue jays were, you know, sort of, like, representative of this region that I'm from, and yet I never saw them anywhere. They never showed up in my folks' back garden, which I think is really funny. But so it goes. I have a sneaking suspicion that this ink is a blend of more than one pigment because of the way that it's drying. And there's sort of warmer and cooler pockets as it dries. It's not super noticeable on this, but on the palette, I was really noticing it. I mean, I've never seen a raptor in Toronto either, says Monk. I mean, that's, you know, and that's unfortunate, because I think they're super cute. But come to think of it, I don't think I've ever seen a raptor in Toronto either. I've seen chickens. I've seen chickens and probably pigeons. Not at the same time. I've seen if we're going in sort of like the lakeshore area, I've seen like I've seen little like sanderlings and plovers and stuff and sandpipers. I love plovers. Have I mentioned this, chat? I'm a plover lover. I love the plovers. I think they're so stinking cute. I do follow Ontario plovers on Instagram, and I love their updates. They'll be like, "Oh look, some new birds have hatched. Let's give them names," and then they get silly names, and it's adorable. This is Dottie and Dottie's sister, Chewbacca. Yum. But yes. I feel like we were right in the middle of like a dinosaur craze when the Toronto Raptors got named. I don't know how sports teams get named. Like, how do they decide what they're gonna name a sports team? How does that conversation happen? I genuinely haven't the foggiest. Is it just, hey, I like this thing, and I'm the owner of the team? I don't know. I would love that, though. I think that's really funny. Here's my new team, the Oxford Space Station. Okay. Gonna water this down just a little bit, and I'm gonna go in and paint in our little bat's hair. Oh, dang it cute. Or at least I hope it cute. I'm gonna try and keep this relatively simple, I think, if I can. But, because I did want to get these done relatively quick. This is the kind of thing that I would do in the space of, like, an hour off stream. So obviously I'm not going to finish either of these within the space of this stream. Try as I might. But never mind. We will do our best. Oh, it's such a pretty color. I love it. Sorry, I'm just awfully fond of this color. I think it's looking pretty dang cute. And I do enjoy doing these little, like, single color portraits from time to time. I do them as, like, a subscription tier on my Patreon and Ko-fi, actually. Here's a link to my shop, by the way. I do have one, in case you're curious. Where you just get like a mystery character every month. Though I don't realistically expect anyone to stay on for more than, like, a single month. Get yourself a piece of original art and then disappear. I don't normally sell my original art because that's expensive, and I don't expect people to shell out for the amount of money that realistically I would need to charge to not be paying myself unfairly low wages for the amount of time it takes me to create a piece. And so to that end, I just generally stick with, like, art prints and that kind of thing, because it's more affordable. And life is expensive, the world is expensive, and I want to do as little as possible to add to that. So I tend not to sell originals, but for those who are interested in some kind of small original, I do sell things kind of like this from time to time, in very limited quantities, because otherwise it would take up way too much of my life. And I do need to be able to also do other things, otherwise I will get sick of it and sad. So I keep it capped. But it is a fun thing to do, to kind of to think through, like, oh, what would this person like to see? Would they like a portrait of, you know, like a little creature, like, here's a, you know, sort of a cute little baby owl bear, or would they like a portrait of Lwaxana Troi from Star Trek: The Next Generation? And I am going to be using one of my glittery paints for it, you know. I've done both of these things. But yeah, anyways. Okay. Now I'm going to take whatever is left in my brush, which feels like quite a lot, actually, and water it way down, if I can, for... Oh, shoot. You know what I should also do, which I haven't done yet? If this is dry enough, and I think it is, this dries really quickly, which is nice. Let's get rid of this masking fluid before I start trying to paint in the werewolf's fur. Oh, I'm so sorry, little buddy. I almost did a big goof. Aw, jeez. But that's fine. Don't let's worry about it, because I caught it before I did something stupid. Anyways. Okay, wizard. Yeah. I do feel a little bit disappointed that I'm not able to like really just pull out all of the stops and do like a big Halloween event this year. But also, it's been a lot the last like couple of months, just like health wise, and I'm tired. So I'm trying to manage my own like expectations of self and keep things relatively simple as a result. And I think that's fine. I think this is a good tone for the backdrop of our little wolf's fur. So that's a good. Just a sweet little wolf. Going to be very careful not to paint over his little snaggly tooth, because as you can see, he has a very cute little snaggly tooth, which is very important. You didn't though, says Joe. You're good. Thank you. I'm trying my best. I aim to at least be adequate. Anyways. I do genuinely love these little lads. I think they're sweet. I hope you think they're sweet too. I hope you like them. I hope this painting is okay. I'm having a fun time with this ink so far. I think it's performing quite nicely. And ultimately this artwork is just for fun, so you know, it's all good. Oh, incidentally, I did finish the bookshelf bookmark from last week. I finished it on the weekend because I knew I wanted to reserve this week for doing Halloween special type stuff. Hopefully we're all good with that. That is a weird color for a werewolf to be so far, but I think once everything's colored in, it'll make a lot more sense. So hopefully it'll be fine. Just noticed there was a little spot where I think the ink didn't quite saturate as much. So let's just redo this whole section of face so it kind of evens out. Okay, that's better. And then we paint in his little paws. So cute. And his other little paw. Once again, a very cute. Alright. Yay! We have Wolfie! Hopefully cute. Actually just gonna hold up, because it's gonna bother me if I don't. I feel like some of these areas got a little bit more painted in than others. So now I need to come in and compensate. And we blend it out. Blend, blend, blend. Blend, blend, blend. Blend, blend, blend. It looks fine. Okay, yay! This is a weird color for a werewolf to be, but it'll look nice when it's all done, I think. Just need to give that a moment. Okay, now I want a really pale hue specifically for the waistcoat on this little bateau. Like so. Oh boy, that's cute. Oh, aren't you precious little? They're so cute. Let's just pop this to one side and hope I don't accidentally put my hand in the paint. Hey. Anyways, I'm gonna take a sip of my builder's tea while it's still warm, because that's the best way to drink builder's tea, frankly. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's delicious. Okay. Anyways, moving on. Moving on to our little bateau. If I may. And I'm gonna pick up a slightly more concentrated shade for our little blushing bat nose. Which I hope is cute. It's cute to me. And perhaps also this little flower they've got in their buttonhole. And I think I would like the I think I would like their bow tie to be a little bit darker, but I might just give it one pass and then give it like a second/third pass if I feel like until I feel like it's the color I want it to be. I don't want to make it too dark and have it kind of blend in with the bat's own sort of dark, naturally dark gray coloring. Not quite black, but definitely a good bit darker than that. So that's a good. The jacket, I think I want to be about the same depth as our bat's little sort of tuft of fluff on the top of their head. Very, very anatomically correct vampire bat here. This is absolutely what a real bat looks like if they're wearing a little suit because they wanted to dress up for having their little portrait painted. Right? Sure. Anyways, delicious. I'm gonna be so sad when I run out of that Hello Kitty tea because I do not know if it is limited edition. But I've had a couple of unfortunate incidents of late where I've absolutely fallen in love with a tea and then it disappeared because it was limited edition and they don't make it anymore and I'm sad because I liked it. Oh well. So it goes sometimes. And it's unfortunate. But all you can do is aggressively keep hitting the email me when this comes back in stock on the website and hope that they'll notice. I did get an email from my grocery store recently because, I have one of those little cards that it is sad when tea goes bye-bye, says Joe. It really is. I'm trying to get better about not, hoarding my favorite teas in the event that they're discontinued. Because then I just end up with too much tea that I don't know where it is, and I can't drink it fast enough, and then I end up having to bin some because it's gone out of date, and it's, well out of date, and it doesn't smell good anymore. I've had to do that a few times. You need to get ingredients and make your own, says Joe. I feel like it's a little more complicated than that, but, getting the amounts right and stuff. But there is one that I've been drinking that it's not really a tea, it's actually just a hot cocoa. But it was a combination of, cocoa powder with turmeric and a little bit of a couple of other spices, and it was so good. Such a, comforting drink in a plant-based milk with a little bit of maple syrup to sweeten it. It's so good, so comfy and cozy. It's, all my favorite things about cocoa, all of my favorite things about spice. And they don't sell it anymore, and I'm super sad. I'm like, no! There isn't even a listing on their page for me to, pester them to bring it back. I don't know what to do. Because they have other, they have other, turmeric blends, but they don't have cocoa in them. And a lot of them also contain, maca, which, is contraindicated in some health conditions I have. And some of their blends have ashwagandha, which guess what? Contraindicated. I can't have that. It's like one of those superstar superhero superfood ingredients that they like to add to stuff because it makes you not feel stressed. Well, guess what? It potentially F's with parts of my body that are too unpleasant to go into detail about. Anyways, but yeah, it's kind of that's something that actually annoys me. I don't know if anyone else has this, but like the number of foods that just have like superfoods like added to them now. It's like, this would be a really nice milkshake or whatever, but you've put functional mushrooms in it. Guess who's allergic to mushrooms? If you add functional mushrooms to a thing, I can't have that either because I'm allergic to mushrooms. All of the health foods and the superfoods and stuff are like pretty much no-goes for me. Yeah, they all like have bad effects on me for various reasons. But it's honestly kind of annoyingly restrictive at times when I'm like, ooh, matcha latte. Oh, why did they add mushrooms to you? Why is there lion's mane mushroom in this tea? I don't like that. I also have like a personal just beef with lion's mane mushroom. I realize it's not the mushroom's fault itself. Obviously, it's just a mushroom that grows in the world. But the way it was marketed by this one company that sell like lion's mane mushroom supplements or gummies or something like that was basically, in their Instagram ads, they were basically saying like, hey, your kid can stop taking their ADHD medication. Just give them this mushroom supplement instead. And I'm like, oh no! Like, do not even imply that a person should stop taking a prescribed medication without first consulting their doctor in order to sell your stuff. That immediately makes me think that, like, you're full of horse shit. Pardon my French. But I think that was worth the exclamation mark language, which I'm going to self-administer an exclamation mark language there because, we're werewolves, not swearwolves. I know this, but no! Don't you do that! That's so bad! That's so bad! ADHD meds do not equal mushrooms! They just don't! I don't know exactly what goes into ADHD medications. It probably varies from med to med, but, like, most definitely, it is not just lion's mane mushroom gummies. No, but also, like, your doctor has, like, more information about, like, your full medical history and where and why, like, certain medications may be safe for you to take and certain ones may not. What if you're taking other medications that this mushroom gummy interacts with? The supplement market being as unregulated as it is can sometimes be really worrying. Like, people just taking unhealthy, like, unnecessarily high doses of certain vitamins and minerals. There are some that your body will just pee out if you take too much. There are some that your body will store if you take too much. And if you continue taking thousands of times as much as you need in a day, you can develop, like, hypervitamin toxicity. That's a thing. It's not the case with every vitamin, but my God, if you're going to give yourself more than the daily dosage of anything, look up and find out whether or not it's just going to give you expensive pee, or if it can potentially put you in the hospital. For realsies. Mushrooms in general, rad as hell, says Monk. Hell yeah, mushrooms are cool. Mushrooms used in health advertising, terrible. Also wholeheartedly agree. Like, what the nuts? Joe literally started ADHD meds on Saturday. Mushrooms not considered. Did have fried mushrooms on Friday. No comparison. Delicious. Love that for you. I can vaguely remember what mushrooms taste like, and yeah, they're delicious. The non-health supplement mushrooms that you just eat, like, button mushrooms, cremini mushrooms, shiitake mushrooms, shimeji mushrooms, enoki mushrooms, portobello mushrooms, all that jazz. Yum, delicious. Chanterelle mushrooms, lobster mushrooms, hen of the woods. Great, wonderful, good stuff. The mushrooms that are the ones that they put in supplements and stuff, probably fine, but, like, don't replace your medications with them. That's stupid. Please don't do that. Oh my god. And, you know, like, as a taker of supplements, I fully believe that, like, you know, various vitamins and minerals and plants and stuff can have a therapeutic effect. I take iron every day so that I don't, you know, start feeling even more sluggish than usual, and developed a craving to just, like, crunch on ice chips. Magic mushrooms, says Joe. They make you hallucinate. How is that comparable? I don't actually know anything about magic mushrooms because I am not a drugs enjoyer of the, like, fun times variety. I was offered them once from a friend at university, and I politely declined because as someone who has an allergy to mushrooms, I felt like if I had an allergic reaction to the thing that I just took to get all silly feeling, I feel like I don't want to have an allergic reaction at the same time as tripping balls. Just, I feel like from a personal safety standpoint, I was making a very, very, very well-informed choice to not do that to my body. Oh my god, that would have been so scary. So scary. Super scary. I have never done non-prescription drugs, says Joe. I just watch a lot of tea. I mean, this is a no judgment zone, so, like, if anyone does do non-prescription anythings, I hope that you do so in a responsible and fun way. Anyways. But, you know, I also take a non-prescription iron supplement. And sometimes non-prescription antacids. Because I'm, what is the word I seek? Oh yeah, middle-aged and boring. That's it. I am middle-aged and boring. I'm finding, okay, this is weird. The longer this paint seems to sit, the more orange it looks like it gets. That's so, oh man, weird things are happening with this paint. Weird stuff is going down with this paint. Wild. Because, like, this wash that I did here of the bow tie felt weirdly orange compared to other bits of it. Like, I can see some color change and separation happening on our Wolfie here. Wild. Wacky. Fun stuff. Anyways. Monk says, I recently went on a multi-day hike. Ooh. With a biologist, and having all the mushrooms explained to me was wonderful. I was shown a mushroom that looks like it's constantly bleeding. Oh, that is so seasonally appropriate and badass. That sounds amazing. That sounds like such a fun time, and I love that for you. That's so cool. That is so super cool. Also super creepy. I love it. Amazing. Wonderful. Fantastic. How red is this red? Is this a good bat color? I feel like yes it is, but I feel like there isn't enough of it. So hold up. I'm gonna make more. I'm gonna add some more water, and then I'm gonna add some more ink to it, because I do not want to get partway through painting our bat in and then feel like I've run out of color and have to try and mix up the same grade of red again. I may have just made this a little bit darker this time. So I might have to adjust. But we'll see. Anyways, I do apologize if it sounds like I'm yawning. I'm not. I just have this weird thing where I can't breathe properly. And so occasionally it makes me, like, taking a huge gasp of air. Thanks, diaphragm, probably. Anyways. It's one of those, all of your tests come back normal. I'm like, great, but clearly I'm not, so fix me please, and then they don't. So yeah. Anyways. Yay. Let's start down here with the little leggies. Let's start with his little leggies. Oh, so cute. Happy little leggies. This is absolutely 100% Accurate bat anatomy. Bat anatomy, in fact. There we go. There was a little bit where the masking fluid caught on the paper, so please just ignore that. Please just ignore that. That is that's nothing. That's for ignoring. It's fine. It's fine. Anyways. Okay. I really need to actually put together, like, a list of all of the birds that I've meant to paint in the last little while. Like blue jays, I would love to paint a blue jay. I've never painted a blue jay, but I think that would be a nice thing to do. I understand there was a lot of sports to do with blue jays recently, but I wasn't keeping up with it. To absolutely no one's surprise. When is the last time I've known anything about a sports? It's a great question, actually. I know that when they renamed the various, I think, was it last year that it came into effect? The London Overground has long since been like a network of lines that were all just called the Overground, which made it kind of confusing. Because unlike, say, like the Central Line or the Northern Line or other lines of the Underground, it was a bunch of different lines, but they didn't have their own names particularly. So you'd just be taking the Overground, but like what bit of the Overground? The only Overground line that I knew the name of was the Gospel Oak to Barking line of the Overground, because that was shortened to the Goblin. And I still think that they should have kept the name Goblin. They gave them very, like, marketing-friendly names to do with, notable things or people on or near that line. So, the reason that I brought it up was that there's a line called the Lioness line, because the Lionesses are the England women's football team, and they did really good at a football tournament right around the time that they were naming these Overground lines. And one of the Overground lines happens to go near-ish the football pitch where the Lionesses play. And so they named that section of the Overground the Lioness line in honor of the Lionesses for having done a really good job at the football, which I think is nice. I can't mega complain about the Goblin, because they changed it to the suffragette line, and oh boy, do I appreciate that women have the right to vote. Like, don't get me wrong, I love that. I love that for women, but, you know, on the other hand, goblins. Goblins, though. Goblins are great. Why would you change that? Why would you want that to be any different? Why would you not want it to be called the Goblin? Which is just cute and fun. And also, I just know that, like, the suffragette line is just going to get nicknamed to, like, the suffocation line when it's super hot on it in summer. It's gonna get, or like the suffering line, because like it's you know, when like there's too much traffic, it's unpleasant, or there's delays or anything like that. Goblins greater than voting, says Monk. Yes, exactly. Hello, little birdie. Welcome in. Welcome. It's lovely to see you. How are you? It's going all right today. I'm having a nice time painting this little bat boyfriend. But how goes it pour vous? I hope you are having the loveliest of lovely Mondays. We are trying to get into the seasonal spirit here with paintings of spooky gubbins like bats and werewolves. Specifically vampire bats, of course, hence the little teefs. Very important detail. When will we extend voting rights to the goblins? Says little birdie. Exactly. That's a very important question. And that's why if you I'm gonna go out on a limb and suspect that anyone who lives on the Gospel Oak to Barking line is still calling it the Goblin. If they travel on it regularly, because that's what they've always called it. You know. In the same way that, oh, there's a TV cable channel here in the UK that mostly shows old episodes of like comedy panel shows in Top Gear for some reason. But it's historically always been called Dave. The channel is called Dave. And then it got bought out by the like U family of channels, like the letter U, and they changed the name of it to You and Dave, as in the letter U and Dave. I cannot imagine anyone calling it You and Dave. I am 100% sure that everyone except for the people who were required to call it You and Dave because they work there are still just calling it Dave. I am absolutely sure that no one is calling it You and Dave because, like, that's stupid. That's much more stupid than the suffragette line, frankly, which is, you know, a nice tribute to an important part of history. But that, nah. Nah. I mean, I don't really watch TV. Like, I don't watch a lot of broadcast TV these days, unless I'm in a hotel. So I'd forgotten the fact that they rebranded Dave to a different name at all until I was in a hotel last. And I was like, what the nuts? What is that? No, that's stupid and I don't like it. Or was it a hotel or was I might have been at my parents-in-law's house. I don't know. Because I think the last time I was in a hotel, I would have been in, Amsterdam. So I wouldn't have gotten the Dave channel anyways. But, yes. Okay, Monk says, hey, the Sufferin is reserved for the Dufferin bus route in Toronto. That is so fair. That is so fair, and you know what? You can have it. You can have it. It's fine. I am, still alive. I'm very glad. I'm very glad that you are here. In stream, and also just, like, in life. I'm glad that you're here. This whole year has been a time, and October has continued the trend. That feels like it's been like a mood for a lot of us. It's certainly been a time for me as well. But I hope that your time gets better. I really do, because you deserve good times. The goodest of times, in fact. Yeah. But it's good to see you in any case. Hello. Okay. I'm gonna take some of this nonsense. And I'm gonna lighten it. Okay, how much can I clear out of this brush? Can I make this brush be as almost nothing as possible? Yes. Good. Oh no, there's a little fiber that's stuck to it. Can I get rid of that? That would be super rad. Okay, I'm basically painting with paint water now. Which is real weird and stupid. Oh no, I guess apparently the ink on that bow tie was very slightly still wet. Uh-oh. Okay, well that's a little darker than I intended now because I accidentally bled some out of the bow tie somehow. I thought this was pretty good with layering and not, like, bleeding into itself, but apparently I was wrong. So, oh no. Oh well, I think that's fine. I think we saved it. I think it's okay. I think it's light enough that it differentiates between our guy and the color of the shirt. Like, it's pale enough that I think it works fine. I'm gonna need some just this ink in a reasonable amount to do our Wolfie's jacket, or mostly just this ink. I will use a slightly wet brush, but I want quite a lot of drips of werewolf blood here. This is going to be hopefully quite rich. Okay. Cool. And now I give this a wipe before it touches anything else. Ta-da! I love this ink. I think it's real neat. it's giving confusing results, in as much as you can really see in it, in the werewolf's face, like this shift between a more of a blue toned red and more of like an orange color. There's definitely a blend going on that I didn't realize there was going to be when I started off with it, but you know, I am not complaining about it. I think it's fine. Okay. Nice deep red jackety situation. Doo doo doo. Little jackety cardigan-y thing. I don't know. He's trying to look nice. He put a tie on and everything for this little portrait. And I think he's doing an amazing job. I think he should be very proud of having pulled together this little look. Got the little torn sleeve edges in there. Very important, of course. Is that an intentional part of the look, or is that just something that happens when you are a wolf? Who knows? He will not tell me. Possibly due to mild embarrassment. I don't know. But I felt it best not to press the issue, so, go on then. Alright then. Keep your secrets. Anyways. Trying to get in between his tittle claws. Because he's got tittle claws. Because he's a werewolf. And tittle claws are important for giving scritches to your homeboys when you're the alpha of your wolf pack. And one of the lads has got fleas. Do you think werewolves ever wake up like the morning after the full moon and they're humans again, and they're just like nuts, I got fleas again? Do you think that ever happens to a werewolf? They're just like, geez, it's fleas. I once wrote a story in which a werewolf had to deal with the fact that a member of his wolf pack had a minor emergency during the full moon because he fished a pizza out of the garbage and ate the whole thing, despite the fact that in real life, as a human person, he is both lactose and gluten intolerant. Oh no. Do you think they can use flea preventatives for doggos? I think they must do. I think they must, honestly. Because otherwise that's just going to be such a pain in the backside to contend with, I think. Like, they got to do something. There must be some kind of, like, flea spray they can use. Or maybe, is there like a flea preventative medicine that you can take? I don't know. I've only ever been a dog auntie. I've never been a dog parent. So I don't know exactly what the rules are for, like, flea prevention. Anyways. Oh, he looks so handsome in his little outfit! Oh my goodness! Oh, I love it. Okay, I think that'll do for most of the colors on this guy. So let's fill in, apart from his eyes and his nose, which I'll do last because they will just be as dark as I can make this ink go in and of itself. So there we go. Oh good, my neighbor's being super loud. I love that for me when I'm trying to stream. I hope that's not picking up on the mic, because that would be embarrassing as hell. Oh good. Anyways, what time is it? Okay, I have some time. It's nowhere near time to end. Yay. I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish all of the line weight today, but if I don't, I'm sorry. I shall endeavor to do as much as I can. He's got his little pocket square in the jacket pocket. Very, very cute. I'm tempted, having done, oh my goodness. Okay, now I'm tempted to, do I want to do like a contrasting lapel situation on this jacket? Or do I want to have the lapel be the same color? It's kind of cute if I leave it as like white lapels, but I don't know. Is that too silly? I feel like that might be too silly. I might not do that. I don't hear them, says Little Birdie. Thank you, chat, for confirming. I appreciate it. Because I was genuinely a little concerned. No, I think I am gonna color in the lapels as well. I think they want to be the same color as the jacket. Yeah, that'll do. Quite nicely. Good. Anyways, it's just neighbor presence reminds me. One of the things that makes it really hard for me to film stuff, especially like if I'm filming outside of the house. Oh boy, I am so self-conscious. I actually have, they are now private, you can't see them, but I filmed a series of travel vlogs back in like, I don't know, 2010 maybe, on my iPod, because it had filming capabilities, of me going about and like eating food and stuff and traveling around a couple of different cities that I visited at the time. Oh man! The one restaurant that I was in, this pizza place in New York City, I was like filming myself trying the pizza and briefly giving my thoughts. And this like member of wait staff just gave me the most like, ugh, look. This wasn't even in like peak like vlogging times. Like I'm sure it's a gazillion times worse now with people like, Instagramming their pizza slices and whatever. But she was just like, ugh, and I was like, okay, well, I'm never filming anything out in the world ever again. And I need to film something out in the world for my next video. I have located my lav mic, so that's good. But, oh, little boy, I'm terrified. That there's gonna be people walking their dogs and going past me trying to film, and I'm just gonna be like, yep, hello, nope, ignore me, oh no, I'm so scared. Little Birdie says, my next door neighbors had an enormous birthday party for their grandkid's 4th birthday this past Saturday, and it was so loud. Thankfully, they cut it off at 7 p.m. on the dot. Oh, I love that for you. At least it wasn't like, like I don't know, like a 28th birthday, so it could just go on until into the night times, that they just were like, okay, 7th party's over, bye everybody. I like that. I feel like we need to bring that back. Namely, we need to bring that back for people who live near me and turn their TV and also video, like Zoom calls and also conversations up to like ear-shatteringly loud levels at all times. I really think they should get their hearing checked, to be perfectly honest. But that's none of my beeswax. Anyways, we are running into break time, so I'm going to take a super quick little BRB. I shall leave you with the BRB screen in the meantime, and I will be back very, very, very shortly. You're not going to miss anything, and you're hopefully going to have a nice break. I'm sorry if you have to see ads, but so it goes. Anyways, I'll be right back. And we are back. Hi, everyone. Thank you for sticking around. Thank you for waiting it out. It's wonderful to have returned. It's nice to be able to continue on doing some artworks. So I think we have all of the, like, just flat out colors that want to be. So what I'm thinking we are needing is, notwithstanding the eyes and noses, but what I am wanting to put before that is a bit of like strategical shading in places. Yeah. thusly. I don't know how well this is going to work. Because in some places this ink is sitting kind of interestingly, shall we say. Oh, that's deeper than I was expecting. I was just wanting to put some suggestion of dark circles under our little doggo's eyes here, but I think that's a little bit full on. But actually saying that, it might not seem quite so full on when he's got an actually colored in eye. So actually, I think that's good. I think that'll do quite nicely. Just water it down just a smidge and get a little bit of just detail here on his little ear. Just the little shell of his ear. Like so. That's a little bit wet, so what I might do is just dry off my brush and just suck up a little bit of that that liquid, as it were, and then add just a little bit of color back in. I think that's okay. It wants to be subtle, but it doesn't want to be too so subtle that it's unseen. You know what I mean? Like that kind of thing. Very important to find a balance between the two, I feel like. Just a little shadow under the little still bleeding out somehow bow tie here, which is kind of wild. And I was not mega expecting it to do that, but go off, I guess, buddy. It's all good. What else? Just on this, just a little bit on this side of the buttonholes. But just a tiny amount. Of course it's bleeding out. You're painting it in blood, says Samantha. Hi, Samantha. Welcome in. How are you doing? It's lovely to see you. Welcome on in. Hello. Maybe just a little bit here, where the collar meets the neckline. Thus. And then a little in the vicinity of these tattered segments of jacket edges on the sleeves. The ink is, the water is really beading up in places here. I'm not 100% sure why. But it's doing it there, and it's looking real creepy, and you know what? Maybe that's on brand. So I'm just gonna leave it. Okay, I think the bag's under his eye, looking nicely luggagey. So I'm happy with that. This is behaving a little bit messily, and I can't mind that. Like that's fine, honestly. That is entirely fine. Okay. Just a little bit behind this Batwing. Water her down again a little bit. Okay. This bit here. And then unwater her down a little bit for this bit here. Yay! Okay, wizard. I'm gonna also need to add the details to the bat wings, which have a little bit of detail appended to them as well. Just some cutesy little ear detail here also. There we go. Oh no, he's cute. I hope. Happy Halloween week, everyone, and also happy Bat Appreciation Week, which I learned it was as I was working on this. Thank you, my computer, for informing me that it's Bat Appreciation Week, which is, oh, Beans, that's adorable. I love that. I love that for us. Especially if you are a bat enjoyer in chat. Happy Bat Appreciation. And if you're not a bat appreciator, genuinely, what are you doing? What are you doing? Bats are great. You should appreciate them. They're doing their best. And I, for one, appreciate their efforts. And hopefully that ain't just me. But whom's 'tis to say? Alright. Okay. Wizard. I do find the ways in which this this ink dries, like the ways in which it dries down, are kind of fascinating to me. In as much as in places it's like more like a cool toned red, and then in other places it's more of a very orangey red. And I think it's just the way that the pigments kind of shake out, but wow, it's so weird. It's super weird. Okay, I'm just going to use a bit of my extremely ink-filled paint water to put a little bit of shade under the jacket there. Maybe make it a little bit redder for this bit. Okay. Alright. Wicked. Getting there, I think. We are on our way. Okay. Cool. I hope that these guys are cute. Truly, I do. I hope that you like them as much as I like them, which is quite a lot, actually. I'm pretty pleased with the way that they are looking. I can't see the entirety of my pencil lines on this bit anymore, but I'm just gonna run on where I know the lines are supposed to be. And that's just gonna be good enough. Because honestly, that's fine anyways. Beans. Toronto was mentioned earlier. Now I'm just thinking about Toronto. I have a weird exploratory video that I've wanted to make for absolutely hecking ages that is related to Toronto. It's about Toronto and type fonts in particular, because it's me. And sometimes I fixate on things that other people find really boring. But the information and footage gathering for this has been, an adventure, shall we say, to say the least. And usually when I'm in Toronto, I don't have that much time, and I also want to do things like eat butter tarts and go to
Shaw!
Yeah. Oh my god. That genuinely, jump scared me. Samantha, thank you so much for the Shaw. Oh my god. Also, camera, what are you doing? What are you doing? That is not white, that is pink. Can you... Thank you. What the hell was that? That was insane. But thank you so much for the Shaw. Very much appreciated. Thank you, thank you. That's Hornet, if anyone don't know. She is the protagonist of the video game Silk Song. You may have heard of it if you have spent any time recently on this channel. I'm currently playing through the Silk Song game on Friday mornings. I won't tell you where we are in game because I don't want to spoiler it for you if you are still avoiding spoilers for the game. Respect. We shall not spoil here. This is a spoiler-free stream. If you do post a spoiler, you will be timed out. If you repeat post a spoiler, you will be banned. If you post a spoiler that's a joke, I can't tell the difference because I haven't finished the game, and I will treat it like any other spoiler. So, don't do it. Okay, thanks, bye. Anyways. Okay. Alas, that's where I am at work Friday morning, so I have had to miss your silk songing, says Samantha. Well, have I got great news for you or what? I have a VOD channel where you can watch all of them. No pressure, obviously. But you just reminded me to actually, like, plug this thing because I never do. But if you ever want to see any VODs of any of my streams, you can do it there. For anyone who is watching this on YouTube as a VOD, hi! Hello, future viewers! Thank you so much for supporting this channel. I really appreciate it. And I hope that you are enjoying this thing that you're watching for some reason. Personally, I have never seen particularly much value in my streams as, like, after-the-fact VOD content, but apparently a couple of people did, and specifically requested that I, like, make the VODs available after they expire from Twitch, because the VODs are available to watch for 2 weeks on Twitch, and then they expire. So I have to like, I spend hours every week rendering those VODs because I have to remove the music. Notwithstanding this week, because we have special Starting Soon music, but the music that I use for Starting Soon screen and for when we're on BRB break, I have a license to use it here on Twitch, and I have a license to use it on my main YouTube channel, which I will also link to in the chat. That's where my quality videos go. Your mileage may vary as to whether or not you consider them to be of quality, but this is my regular YouTube channel. Please, please, please subscribe to it. Please. I work really hard on those videos. I've got several ideas in the can right now that I'm really looking forward to sharing with you, so hopefully I'll be able to get them done soon now that my health is evening out a little bit, though that being said, I put my back out on Friday and it still hurts really bad, so I might not be able to film this week. Yay! Where Sammy goes on deep dives into who is really the oldest coffee shop in Oxford. That is an actual video you can watch on my channel. I had a lot of fun making it. But yeah, Samantha says, I do believe it is not a spoiler to your playthrough that Hornet has a girlfriend now. That's not a spoiler. That's just delightful. Tee hee. But, yes, I go on a lot of deep dives. I'm currently writing a deep dive about, specifically, cream. It was originally going to be more broadly about, like, dairy products and milk, but it has kind of narrowed down into specifically just talking about cream and regional variations in cream, which sounds boring. Maybe it is, but you might learn something, so hey. You know? Hopefully someone else other than me will find it interesting, and if you don't, that's okay. But
attention!
Twitch user Sammy Kelch.
Shoppers.
Hello, thank you so much for the raid jump scare. Hello, friends, and welcome in. Hello. We're just doing some Halloween gubbins. How's it going? How was your stream? What'd you get up to today? Hello. Let me get a shout out for you in the chat. Sorry, I'm so cheerful. But hi, welcome in. If you're not following Fox, you should go give them a follow right now. Go do it. They're super fun. They are very cool. They play a lot of really fun games and stuff. I don't know, and they're neat. Please go give them a follow. Anyways, hello Fox, how are you doing? It's lovely to see you. What'd you get up to today? Welcome on in. And hello also Angel B. Welcome. Lovely to see y'all, and welcome on in. For anyone who's new here, hello. My name's Twitch user Sammy Kelch. I'm a variety streamer. I'm currently painting with werewolf blood. It's ink. It's just ink, but the name of the color is werewolf blood, and I just thought that was so stinking charming that I had to do it. Anyways, that's what we're up to today. These two are dating, and they wanted matching portraits. Yes, more Alan Wake 2. We saved our grandpappy. Congratulations! I'm so glad that your grandpappy is nice and safe. That's delightful. And also, hello. Thank you again for the raid. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, I'm a traditional artist. I work mostly in watercolors. We're doing inks today, and I do cozy art streams on Mondays and most Thursdays. I do cozy game streams on Fridays, and every once in a while on a Thursday as well if I'm feeling extra crispy. But today we're doing some Halloween-y stuff this week because, well, it's Halloween. My moderator slash spouse has just come home, so I'm going to quickly go say hello to him, and then I'll be right back. One moment, please. Darling! I'm so glad you're home. Oh, I stood up. Ow. Thank you for the bag of... Oh, tomato pasta, thank you. And what are things? What's in the... Oh! And... If it's alright, I'm gonna go sit back down now because my back hurts real bad. Okay, I love you. Yes, I have like 3 cups of tea, thank you. Hello. Fox says I got to go, but enjoy painting the boyfriend portraits of blood. Thank you very much indeed. Let me get another shout out for Fox in the chat. Again, if you're not following Fox, go give them a follow. You should do that. Awesome, Fox. 42. I love that I have 2 flavors of shout out. That feels really good. Anyways, in case anyone's wondering what my art looks like when it's done, I can show you that. Let me show you. Here's one that I started earlier. This is the most recent thing that I posted to my Instagram because I'm once again being terrible at posting art on the regular to social media. There's like a ton of stuff that I have made that I just never posted anywhere. Oops. But never mind. Yay! It's not displaying properly. Hold up. There we go. Okay. All right. There she is. These gnomes are husbands with a silent G. And they are just having a nice time in the woods by the fire. And that's the kind of shenanigans you can expect from me. Watercolors. And also sometimes just a little ink pen kiwi adventurer. Because why not? I don't think that's a responsible way to hold a sword. But listen, I'm not the adventurer here. The kiwi is. So I'm gonna trust that they know what they're doing. They are husbands, says Samantha. They are husbands. The gnomes are husbands. Ooh, yes. Anywho, that's some of the kinds of art that I do. But today we're doing something a little bit Halloween-y, and I hope these guys are cute. I think they're cute, and I hope that you like them. I have reached the outlining things stage, which is the final stage. So we might actually get these done today. I'm not gonna stick around super late, if not. So if we don't quite get everything done today, that's okay. Though we are doing something very special on Thursday, in as much as my moderator slash spouse bought me a Pokemon magazine. I mentioned this earlier. A Pokemon magazine that has little unpainted figurines of a Pikachu and a Mimikyu and a Gengar, I think, and some other ones. I don't know all their names. Jeez. What do you think I am? A knower of Pokemons? Anyways, but the important thing is that it comes with a little kit for like painting them. So it comes with like a little paintbrush and some paints, and I was kind of disappointed to see that it actually comes with like stickers for their eyes, so you can just like stick their eyes on rather than having to paint them in by hand yourself. And I suppose that's potentially because the brush that they give you for painting the whole thing is like, it's like this big. You cannot do tiny fine details like Pokemon's eyes with something this big. So they clearly don't intend for that. And also, it's a kit for children, so, you know, they don't expect you to have, like, an adult level of artistic skill. So maybe that'll work out well for me. I was being self-deprecating, I'm sorry. But anyways, so yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing on Thursday, and I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's going to be real silly, real goofy. And 100% because I'm doing bad art on that day, that's when like 100 new people are going to show up and be like, oh, this is a fun stream. And I'm just going to be like, oh no, please don't think that this is representative of my artistic skill. Oh no, I used to know all the Pokemon systems, and then they kept making more games. Oh geez, you know what? I've never known all of the Pokemons. I know very few of them, as anyone who's seen me attempt to draw Pokemon from memory or sight unseen will know. Many of them are sight unseen, and even if I know the name of it, that is not a guarantee that I know how to draw it. At all. Oh my god, what? What? Hello?
Samantha_42 cheered. X100. Sami, you are delightful
Hey.
and your art skills are really good.
Hey! Samantha_42. That is really kind. Thank you so much. Oh, you're gonna make me get all emotional. That's so kind. Thank you so much for the biddies. Thank you, thank you. I really, 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 really genuinely do appreciate that very much. It is, very sweet. Thank you. I'm very bad at accepting compliments, but I'm trying. I'm trying, okay? So thank you. Oh no. Tiny, tiny little buttons. I'm gonna try and stick the tiny little buttonholes in. The little bits that the buttons are stitched in with. Doot doot. There we go. Okay, it's got little buttons on his little waistcoat. How cute is that? He's just a little bat buddy. All right. Hell yeah. Okay, it's time to do the bow tie. Which is, he's so, look at this little guy. He's so dapper. He's so dapper in his little bow tie. He wanted to make a nice impression in his portrait. So he put on his very best bow tie, of course. There we go. And personally, I think he looks very dapper. Oh, geez. Oh, no. Oh, heck. We have a request for a terrible drawing. Shoot. Okay. Heck. Okay. So if you're not familiar with, terrible drawing time, allow me to attempt to explain. Terrible drawing time is a phenomenon that happens on this stream because because I like suffering, apparently. But it is a phenomenon that happens wherein for 5,000 channel points I have 5 minutes or less to draw a character or concept of your choosing from memory or sight unseen on the terrible drawing canvas, such as this bad boy, which we're working on at the moment. I'm going to sharpen my pencil because it's getting quite dull. So I'm going to give it a little bit of help, because that really helps with these drawings because they tend to get quite small. Okie dokie. Nice sharp pencil. I'm going to have to replace this pencil soon. I'm going to have to start a new pencil fund. Anyways, our little birdie concurs. Thank you. Samantha says, so, Sammy, are you familiar with the how to talk to short people meme? And are you familiar with the sapphic version where the taller woman pins the shorter woman up against the wall? That, but it is Hornet and Chakra! Okay. I can certainly try. I mean, normally when you talk to Chakra in Silk Song, she just crouches to talk to you, which also feels kind of condescending if I'm being perfectly honest, but hey. Yeah, I can attempt to, I have not attempted to draw this character yet, so, oh boy, this could get interesting. But I shall try my best. So let me get 5 minutes on the clock. Where's the timer? There's the timer. Okay, starting now. Right, 5 minutes to attempt to draw the thing. Oh, beans. Okay, I'm gonna put it down here. There's some silk. Actually, there's Silk Song going on all over this place, but I have nothing but faith in you. Oh, well, at least one of us does, I suppose. So first of all, here's the wall, and can I remember what their relative heights are? No, because Chakra always crouches when Hornet comes by to chat. Which again is condescending. Don't do that. I have friends who are much taller than me, and we can just talk to each other like it's normal and fine. Anyways, okay, so I'm going to attempt to draw. Should I draw? I guess I should attempt to draw Chakra first. And she's got like a fun shaped head. She's got a fun shaped head, and then she's got like, because she told, I think I've drawn her way too little, but, and then she's got like a body like this. She's got like one of these bodies, and her leg. I think her legs are basically just sticks. Does she have like a tail? Trying to remember if she has a tail. Also, I think she has little, like, I don't know. I'm gonna call them pigtails, but they're probably some kind of, like, antenna. I don't know. Anyways, oh, pretzels. There we go. And then she's kind of just, I guess she's kind of just going like, I've drawn the wall too far away because I don't think her arms are going to be long enough to do it. So, I'm going to erase the wall. I'm going to erase the wall. And then, but she's also got those like bangles on. So let me get the bangles. This is so stupid. Oh my goodness. Okay. I don't think I'm making it as like, I don't think I'm making it quite as like, I don't know, gay as it's meant to be, but it's gay in spirit, okay? Hold on. That's not how I draw Hornet's poncho. Okay, so she's just, there's Hornet's poncho to do, and she's like, honestly, she's kind of into it, I think. But she's probably a little bit like, Yup. That's it. That's the meme. Hornet is short and lady gay. Did I is that actually is there I think there might be some like stripes on Chakra's like torso, body, exoskeleton, whatever. Sammy drawing smut. What the? It's not. This isn't smutty. And also the gnome husbands have like a very active, intimate life. I just don't draw it because that's personal. That's none of my beeswax. Anyways, hello Ernesto. Welcome in. What a wonderful time to come in. But yes, this is terrible drawing time of these two. Did I get their relative heights correct? I don't think so. I think Hornet's probably even shorter than I drew. Hold on. Actually, I do think that that's correct. Let me make Hornet even shorter so it's even sillier. There we go. Yay, I fixed it. I fixed it. There we go. It's them. It's perfect. It's in focus even. Is this what you wanted? I hope so. I mean, they're fully clothed. They're just... That's just how to talk to Hornet because she's short, apparently. Please don't listen. I'm 5 feet tall. If you ever attempt to do this with me, I will cry and never speak to you again. I would say that I would fight you, but honestly, no. I would just cry and never speak to you again because, I'm not a fighter. I'm just a little baby. Anyways, hold up. Chakra Silk Song. Can I get an image of her standing next to Hornet? Yeah, actually, I can. Okay, never mind. They do stand next to each other. I'm just stupid. Why is that picture so small? Damn it, GameSpot! Give me a larger picture. Okay, there we go. Here's what they actually look like, standing next to each other. Ta-da! It's like that. So actually, I don't think I'm that far off with the relative heights of them. Also, most importantly, I remembered Chakra's beautiful bangles. So, yay. I forgot her bag of maps, but listen, you can't have everything. I'm drawing from memory. The fact that it remotely looks like the character is a miracle. So thank you for that terrible drawing time. That was fun. Anyways. I have a stir fry to cook, so I'm probably not going to go on too much longer. But I think if I can finish our batto and then leave the werewolf for later, I might do that for finishing purposes, just because, again, I do have a stir fry to cook. I'm stir frying aubergine with peppers and serving it with rice. Nice and simple, but a delicious meal for me and my spouse / moderator. There we go. And a nice little flower for his buttonhole. Oh, isn't it precious? I hope it's precious. I hope y'all like it. Hopefully I can still see where the little smile is supposed to go. Oh, it's so cute. It's so precious. A friend and boy, if ever there was one. Oh. Oh no, he looks even sillier than my intention, but you know what? That's quite alright. If he look at silly, that's a good thing, I think, in this case. So I'm cool with it. It's okay if he get a little bit of blood on his teeth. He's a vampire bat after all. He's used to it. There we go. Look, he's got little fangies. Actually, if I can just cork this side of the mouth up a little bit more, that's perfect. Okay. Awesome. Now to outline the nosy woes. So stinking cute. Get a load of this absolute little guy. If you look up Fren in the dictionary, I'm pretty sure you would see a picture of this little vampire bat. Moriax in the chat says Hornet is apparently 1 foot 7.6 inches or 49.75 centimeters. So she's about the size of 1.5 rulers. Oh, that's adorable. She's almost as tall as me. I didn't realize that she had a canonical height, but I love knowing this. That is delightful and, frankly, super cute. Tee-hee. 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 This is one of those things where, like, I'm often sort of in various stages of uncertainty about my artwork until I get to, like, the latest stages of it. Like, in the sketch phase, I'm often like, yeah, I can see how this is going to come together and look super, super cute. And then I have layers of doubt for absolutely ages. And then I start applying line weight and I'm like, aw, geez, look at this friend. Moriax says, I've never seen Sammy in person, so I have to just imagine that Sludge carries you around in his pocket. I mean, I feel like he practically could. What I will say is that while I am short, I am also, I'm also round. So I do take up space, just a little bit horizontally. I like to describe myself as spherical, but probably like medium fat is probably the best way to describe my body type. I like to think I carry it cutely, but I can't really make that assessment. Sometimes I feel like I don't, and sometimes I feel like I do. But I feel like when you're only 5 feet tall, you kind of need to lean into cuteness. Otherwise you're gonna struggle harder. You know, it's just easiest to be cute when you're this height, rather than anything else. But also, I just so happen to enjoy cute stuff, so like it works out for me. Okay. All right. I feel pretty good about this little Bato. I'm going to apply a little signature to this piece. Here he is. And actually, do I have time? I have time to work a little bit on the werewolf. It's gonna bother... Now that I've done with the bat, it's gonna bother me if I don't. That's the problem. Spherical is an excellent shape, says Samantha. Just look at everyone's favorite defender of dung. This is true. He's beautiful. And I do think spherical is a wonderful shape. I mean, just look at manatees. Just look at manatees IRL. They are adorbs, and they are very, very spherical. So, you know, hey, I'm just saying. Not that I would ever allege that I'm as cute as a manatee, but... I'm just adding a little bit of, little fluffy tufts of werewolf fur. Let's get some little... fluffy tufts on his arms as well. Just really want to make sure that you know that this is a fluffy, fuzzy... Manatee's the ugliest cute thing in the world. Sometimes, hey, you know, sometimes you can be both. You can absolutely be both ugly and cute all at once. That's a really important thing to know, really, is you can absolutely be both ugly and cute. And honestly, I find that quite empowering, personally. Especially on my less good days. I'm just like, well, you know, I can still be cute. Anyways. Getting the nice little tears and tatters in the jacket into focus here, hopefully. Can I see the line where the sleeve went? Nope. So I'm going to improvise that it's there. Is that correct? I don't know. But it is now. Okay. Well, you know what? That is what we in the industry like to call good enough. Okay. I'm actually aiming to try and get this done tonight now, but I also don't want to, I don't want to speed run it and then compromise on, the quality of it, so, we'll see how I'm feeling in, a couple minutes as to whether or not I feel like it's okay to finish, or if I'm going to finish stream. Because I don't know. Okay, gonna go little thumb bump. Plurp. Little hand paw. There we go. Are these paws how werewolves' paws work? I don't know. Don't matter. He got some little pokey little claws though, 'cause, you know, he's obviously a very dangerous monster. Look at him. Very dapper, says Joe. Thank you. I'm gonna, you know what, now that I think this is dried enough, I'm gonna bring back Bat Boyfriend so you can look at Bat Boyfriend while I finish his werewolf beloved. His vulpine sweetie. I think that's the term that I'm looking for. Is it? I don't know. The scientific for is it? I don't know. Now I'm second guessing myself. as to whether that's pertaining to wolves. Lupin! Sorry, lupin. Okay, thank you. Which is also a kind of flower that is a common allergen, but is sometimes used in gluten-free baked goods. It's also a type of flower. As in, like, Flower. It's a type of flower, Flower, and also a type of flower, Flour. Mm-hmm. Anyways, I imagine those cute little oval portraits you get that you give to beloveds. Yes! Yes! Oh, you get it, friend. These are the little portraits that they had, like, commissioned together. Because they are in love. And, when I decided I wanted to do something with this werewolf blood ink for Halloween, I was like, oh. I gotta do something cute for our little werepire boyfriends, surely. Surely I gotta do that. And so here we are. And hopefully he's cute. Anyways, possibly just miniatures. Yay! I know not the word of whence you are thinking, but, I know this sentiment. I also love, like, miniatures in the context of, like, history. Oh, man. Some painters did just the tiniest shiz, and with the most insane amounts of detail, considering how little their canvases were. Just truly incredible. Absolutely incredible. I may have just hallucinated it, says Joe. No, I don't think you did. It is like a thing. It is definitely a thing. Oh, Beans, I love him. I do love him so. I'm giving his eye a little extra color in, just to make it nice and, nice and colorful. There we go. And he's got some little bags under it. Can you see the little bags under his eyes? I hope you can. He's tired. I feel like a wolf like this, rarely gets, like, a good full night's sleep, especially not around this time of the month, where he's, you know, Lupin. But listen, he's trying his best. Well, I lied. I said I wasn't going to finish both of them, and then how about I did it anyways? Ah, shoot, they're precious. I love them. I was thinking of Diptych would just be the two facing thingies. I think they get these, I think they put these in, like, a Diptych, frame. So, like, a frame that has two spaces. Perhaps one that's, like, hinged so they can put it on a mantelpiece or something. And then close the hinges together so the two portraits can smooch. Like that. You know, because, I don't know, I seem to paint a lot of sweethearts that love each other very much, or the very best of friends, or girlfriends, or boyfriends, or, non-beanie sweeties. We need a better word for non-beanie sweeties that isn't silly. But non-beanie sweetie will do. Smooching portraits like Sammy and Dave. Aw, jeez. I am indeed married, and we love each other very much. Now I'm blushing. Jelly beans, says Joe. Adorable. Actually, I'm gonna hold on. I gotta do it this way so that our werewolf is looking at his bat beloved. That's better. That's better. Anyways, I'm also gonna just attempt to adjust the light a little bit if I can. No, that's made it worse. It's made it worse. Okay, there we go. I fixed it. Yay! Non-binary babies. Says Boreax. Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna take a sip of my tea. I'm gonna try not to choke on it, and I'm gonna find someone to raid. And I'm gonna thank you all so much for hanging out with me today. It's been really, really fun. I need to get out of here before it tries to run ads again anyways. So, ooh, I know exactly how we're gonna raid. I know exactly who we're gonna raid because for some insane reason, Jam is streaming for 12 hours today. And I mean, he's on 9 hours and 10 minutes and somehow he's still going. So, let's go bother Jam. I am going to use my seasonal Halloween emote that so I made this emote with the intention of this is going to be for Halloween one year. And I just kept it around because I think it's cute. It's a ghost holding a pumpkin, of course. Just floating along. There you go. Yes. Anyways, a charity things. I don't think so, though. He did do a charity stream last week, so who knows. Anyways, but yes. Jam is streaming for a very long time, so we're gonna go say hi to Jam. My Twitch is broken. So I'm gonna leave now. But thank you so much for hanging out with me, everybody. It's been very, very, very fun seeing you and doing these things, and I think these paintings turned out pretty good. So thank you so much. I shall see you on Thursday to do some probably genuinely terrible Pokemon figurine painting. And I'm looking forward to it. So happy Halloween week in the meantime, and thank you so much, and good night, and good luck!